Any chance of a perfect college hoop season this year? 8 undefeated teams were in action Saturday. 2 of them head-to-head right here, Georgetown and Memphis. And check out Jonathan Wallace to the wing, then cuts back door. That's Georgetown offensive basketball. Roy Hibbert finds Wallace. Then 90 seconds left in the half. Here comes Memphis. There's 19-year-old freshman Derrick Rose from Chicago. It was 43-40 Memphis at the break. Chris Douglas Roberts, what a strong game. Worked out in the offseason to get stronger, added 10 pounds. He has 3 names, and that's 3 points. 7 of 13 from the floor, 9 of 12 shooting free throws, 24 and 8 for Roberts. Meanwhile, Hibbert, not a good matchup for him. Memphis is quick and athletic. He looks slow. Averaged 12.8 this year, about what he averaged last year. No free throws attempted in this game, was not assertive. Meanwhile, Joey Dorsey. John Calipari went with 5 starters, primarily Dozier, Anderson, Douglas Roberts, Rose, and Joey Dorsey. Strength inside, 24 years old. The senior has some experience. There's the putback. And Memphis, they remain perfect, 10-0. Georgetown, their first loss of the season at 8-1.
Texas Longhorns' pursuit of perfection moves to Auburn Hills. Number 5 Texas, number 10 Michigan State. Longhorns 11-0, looking for their 3rd win of the season against a top 10 team. Here's DJ Augustine in the lane. 2 of his 22. Their lead is 6. Later in the first half, Kalen Lucas, Marquise Gray, 26 apiece. Next possession, Drew Neitzel open for Hurt. They had 12. Moments later, it's Lucas. He was the star of this game. Lucas off the turnover, reversing himself. A 13-0 Spartans run puts Michigan State up 8 at halftime. Final 2 minutes. Here's Lucas, the freshman. He had a career-high 18. Made big shots when they needed them. The lost out of the mid-range jump shot. Texas down 10, trying to get back in it from deep. A.J. Abrams knocks it down. Yeah, they're within 7 next time down. Abrams, one more time. Deep 3 here. They're within 5. He had 24. Augustine with a chance here. Blocked by Raymar Morgan. A big-time block, said Tom Izzo. Michigan State holds on. Texas handed its first loss. They dropped to 11-1.
All right, as I mentioned in my tower leading, North Carolina had a perfect title season back in 1957. They're number 1. They're perfect coming into Saturday. Tyler Hansbrough, and this is really a 180 dunk. He was facing the other way when he started his jump. I mean, okay, all right, okay, I'm saying? But it's still nice. Poster me, 9 of 11 from the floor, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Ty Lawson up and in. He had 15 points, 6 assists. UC Santa Barbara, no match for number 1, perfect North Carolina. Oh, unselfish team basketball right there. Wayne Ellington finishes up, and then Ellington the rebound to Lawson, to Marcus Ginyard, and the Tar Heels 11-0. Their next game, Nevada, December 27th on ESPN2.
Kansas trying to get to 12-0, hosting Miami, Ohio. Those Redhawks coming off an OT win at Illinois. Their first road win over a Big Ten team since the 84-85 season. But Kansas was running off turnovers. They shot 58%. Chalmers, the steal, Rush, the finish. Sharon Collins takes this one here. The Jayhawks are up 23. Next possession, Roderick Stewart. KU had 10 steals. Here's another one. Kansas easily, a 78-54. The Jayhawks do stay perfect. Thank you very much. They go to 12-0. It's the 10th time that a Kansas team has started with a dozen wins without a loss.
Back to the dudes. Arizona transfer J.P. Prince. Tennessee wearing their hunting vest colors on Saturday.
The Bruce Bowen body paint color.
Okay, watch C.J. Anderson. Gets lost down low. Frees up Prince. Beautiful lob. Juwan Smith finds Prince. Prince, career high 23 points, 9 of 14. Tennessee leads at halftime 39-36. Now second half. Lamar Smith, he was 4 of 4 off the bench, solid, that orange. Meanwhile, Tennessee up by 1, but again, B.J. Raymond gets it. And meanwhile, Bruce Pearl loves the hustle of the squad.
Our guys were just talking in the huddle, Doug, about manning up. You know, it's us versus them. I thought late in the game, Xavier got a little fatigued, and I thought our guys were playing through that fatigue, and boy, they made plays on the defensive end when it counted.
You use a reporter's name, he'll use the SOT every time.
Oh, it's an
old local news trick. Wayne Chisholm in, and Tennessee with those colors, they win. Then they went out and hunted for pheasant.
Well, John, 8th-ranked UCLA, 10-1, playing at Michigan. Ben Howland and company. Not an easy time here. Kevin Love working hard. Put back. Aldo Fowley had 17 points and 16 boards. Closing seconds of the half, C.J. Lee. All right. Howland, UCLA, down 3 at halftime. Second half, Darren Collison here, Josh Shipp there. Bruins outscored Michigan 41-18 over the game's final 14 minutes. Shipp knocks down a 3 here. It's an 18-3 UCLA run. Closing ticks, Love to Shipp. And this is a 360, maybe a little more than Tyler Hansbrough. Send it in, Jerome.
A little more, closer.
Bruins get to 11-1. They win 69-54.
Undefeated college basketball teams when play began. On the weekend, Vanderbilt, one of the 8, up against Tennessee State, Shane Foster. He had 22, Vanderbilt up by 3, second half. Still a tight game, Bruce Price. All right, that's the left there. We're tied at 65. Later, Vanderbilt starts to pull away. Jermaine Beal, Darshawn McClellan, and Vanderbilt, they remain perfect. Thank you, Mark Morgan. Kansas State, Michael Beasley puts on quite a show against Winston-Salem State. Started his scoring spree in the second half. All the way up and in with the left. Now I'm going to pull up for a jumper. Nice. Low post.
This guy's ridiculous.
Nice. Wasn't there a Mrs. Beasley somewhere in TV land?
Yeah.
What was it?
Not Gladys Kravitz.
So this is clearly Mr. Beasley. And he's hitting from everywhere. He had 24 points in the first 8:08.
Mrs. Beasley was the doll on Family Affair.
Nice. Nailed it. Keith, right? Brian Keith, the star of that show.
Yeah.
Kansas State.
Mr. French.
Winston-Salem.
Moving on.
Stamp that. That's what I'm talking about. What an ending in Sunday's Virginia Tech-Wake Forest game. Under a minute to go, Deacons down by 3. Aaron Washington turns the ball over. Gary Clark for 3. We need it. We're down by 3. Oh! 75-75. Final seconds still tied. 3, 2. They call him Ishmael Smith. And Wake Forest with a thrilling 77-75 win.
College hoops, number 1, North Carolina. Nevada, Wolfpack would be favored if this was a ski meet. This is basketball ever heels. It's their deal. They're 11-0 for the first time since the 97-98 season when they went to the Final Four. Brandon Fields, poor alley-oop pass off the hands of Marcellus Kemp and Ty Lawson the other way. Fields pulling up a bit short on D, and UNC is up 8 here. Fields going to throw up an air ball late in the half, and Lawson's going to finish again. Fields can't quite get back on defense. UNC finishes the half on a 13-2 run. Nevada coach Mark Fox grabs his man Fields and coaches him up as they head to the locker room. Second half, UNC expanding lead. It's up to 18. Lawson, another pilfer. Lawson had 16 points, 10 assists, 5 steals. That's a good stat sheet. Fox needs a timeout. Might need some more players in this one because UNC, the number 1 team in the country, just too good. Bobby Fraser dives making a steal here. Torn ACL out for the season. Very costly in the UNC. Georgia Tech, athletes on parade for the Jackets, and Ish Muhammad is out of eligibility, so you're not even going to see him here. It's actually a top 10 list of dunks by the Jackets. Matt Causey, Gani Lawal for the Jam, number 9. Don't you usually do the eye? I'll get it. You do what you do over there. Jeremy Smith, that was easy enough. Number 8, Lewis Clinch with the pass to Smith. Off we go. Smith, 5 dunks in the game. Number 7, Lewis Clinch. Notice we didn't go Fred this time. It's not the real top 10 list. High in the air there. Lawal again, makes a little move, and then baseline, whoop, down he goes. What are we up to here? Number 5, Smith, another steal, and Frank Davis, not enough. Sorry, I can jump over you. Number 4, Anthony Morrow. He will miss the 3, but that's okay because then Smith can show off the hops again. Mad hops. Number 3, Alade Aminu. Oh, look at that. That was just fancy. Off the missed layup. I think that was actually a pass. Number 2, Maurice Miller. Smith, alley-oop. And number 1, the wall one more time. going straight over Will Barnes. You know what that was? Sig nasty. Georgia Tech forced 16 turnovers. They got 21 points off them.
Oh, there's nothing like a Friday night in Carbondale, Illinois. Southern Illinois. Salukis hosting 17th ranked Butler, 82-4 at home since the 01-02 season. Final minute, Wesley Clemens for 3. Salukis up 3. Ensuing Butler possession, look what ensues. Mike Green off the glass, 2 of his 19. The lead is 1. 6.2 to go. Brian Mullins, front end of a 1-and-1. He's an 81% shooter. Here it is. Yeah, no. Lane violation, though. Butler ball under their own basket. 6.2 to go. A.J. Graves.
Graves, 4 seconds, down to 3. A.J. Graves for the win. Lets it fly. Oh, my goodness. And Butler has won it on the road. Number 7.
Yes, they have behind A.J. Graves. It's not pretty, but it's timely. Bulldogs escape Carbondale. They get to 12-1. 57-55. Butler wins.
Has won the game and Shaq.
College basket's number 18 Arizona taking on second-ranked Memphis. Tigers have won 29 straight regular season games. Their last loss, courtesy Arizona, December 20th of 2006. First half, Memphis coming up with the steal. Robert Dozier, the easy layup. Tigers down 1. Dozier had 18. Memphis knows how to run. Derrick Rose ahead to Chris Douglas Roberts. Look out below. He goes over the 1,000-point mark for his career on that bucket. Tigers up 10 at the break. In the second half, Telestration on the back pick. Douglas Roberts the alley. Rose the oop. He had a dozen. Memphis up 12. Later, more from Rose. Tigers hit 48% from the floor. Memphis wins its 38th straight at home, 76-63.
Number 6 Pitt traveling to face the Dayton Flyers. Panthers trying to run their record to 12-0, but they had all sorts of problems with Dayton's Brian Roberts. Here he goes, putting it on the deck off the window. Later, step back jumper is pretty. He had 12 points in a span of 3 minutes and 19 seconds. 19 points in the first half. Dayton up 12 at the break. Second half, things get worse for Pitt. Levance Fields goes down with an ankle injury and did not return. Not to mention, they couldn't shoot a lick from beyond 3. 3 for 25 from 3, 25%. Roberts goes for 31 points. Dayton wins. Great finish between Wisconsin and number 9, Texas and Austin. Second half, Longhorns up 49-45. DJ Augustine up top to Damian James. And the foul. Look at DJ mixing it up on the 1s and 2s. He had a season-high 21 points and 15 boards. Now, Wisconsin, it's their ball. They're down 2, 11.3 seconds left on the clock. What are they going to do? Go for the win or the tie? Here's Dan Shulman with the call.
Screen by Bush. 5 seconds left. Flowers for 3! Wisconsin takes the lead.
What a play by Flowers to the end.
Flowers stole it, threw it as high up in the air as he could. Time expires, and the Badgers have won here in Austin.
For Flowers, that was his only field goal of the game. Wisconsin wins by 1, 67-66.
Number 12, Tennessee taking on Gonzaga in Seattle. Vols' first ever dribble in the Evergreen State. Bruce Pearl, all smiles at Pike Place Market. Late first half, Jawan Smith. Yeah, he led the Vols with 18. Tennessee up 36-31 at the break. Second half, Lamar Smith in transition to J.P. Prince. He had a dozen. Volunteers up 9. Little over 2 to go. Gonzaga within 8. Smith, no. Wayne Chisholm, follow, yes. He had 10. Vols are 12-1 for the first time since the 2000-2001 season.
Number 23, West Virginia playing Oklahoma in Charleston, West Virginia. Bob Huggins got his 600th win last Saturday, honored by the West Virginia crowd. OU's David Godbold gets the foul called in his favor. A fan threw something on the floor. Here's Huggy Bear with a message.
Hey, do not throw things on the floor. Anybody knows who threw it, point him out so we can throw him out of here.
Look how old the guy was.
Wow.
Seriously, dude? Seriously? Are we going to go there? Joe Alexander misses. Alex Ruoff is there for the putback, ties it at 66, and we go to overtime in the OT. You know, Huggy Bear's the coach, but they still like that John Beli backdoor. Ruoff on the cut there. He had 17 points. Mountaineers up 5. But Tony Crocker for 3. Tony has done it again. We're tied at 73. We go to a second overtime. Austin Johnson rattles home a triple for the Sooners, cuts the lead to 77-76. Mountaineers were outscored 15-9 in the second OT. Longar, 8 points in the final 5 minutes. Sooners win in double overtime. First for the girls, except they already had them. UC Davis Visiting UCLA, this is Josh Shipp, and this is Shipp doing some things.
Posterized. You know what? Payne's pretty good.
And he's going to be on SportsCenter tonight, too.
Although that's the other down.
Well, yeah, he is. Bruins go up by 13. Here's Shipp from NBA range. He finished with 10 points. UCLA goes up 30-17. By the way, my favorite poster as a kid, the Iceman, George Gervin sitting on the ice. That's awesome. Kevin Love pretty good, too. Bruins go on to win 76-48.
Basketball team in all the land. North Carolina, home to Valpo. First half, it was all UNC. How about a 13-0 run? Danny Green, Wayne Ellington. But this one was 37-37, early second half when Carolina goes on a 51-12 run. Danny, are you my pal? 20 points off the bench for Danny Green. Tyler Hansbrough. This is what he likes to do. He likes the old two-legged jump dunk, straddle style. Nice jump pass underneath. He'll get it. He's like a hockey player. Power forward. He was 23-12. Carolina, 13-0.
Well, we talk a lot about stars and or future stars like Michael Beasley. Kansas State has him, but this isn't Florida A&M, Winston-Salem State, or Wagner. It's Xavier. B.J. Raymond, 3. Josh Duncan, 3. Xavier, 14-0 run to start the game. Blake Young. There's Beasley. He misses the putback slam. He had 1.6 boards in the first half. Finishes with 5 points and 12 boards. Step up in competition, and Xavier steps on K-State. 103-77.